We are now on board the Swedish icebreaker Oden, our home for the next 6 weeks. Our mission is to break through the heavy ice along the coast of Antarctica and catch seals on their way. Besides collecting important scientific data, we will try to grasp the greatness and endlessness that this magnificent place offers us. The minke whale and the killer whale are the only whales we have seen in the ice. The minke whale is curious and often approaches our boat. Sometimes we're lucky and the sea is calm and the whales can be seen swimming in the crystal clear water. The minke whale is the only large whale that is still found in great numbers down here. The emperor penguin has just left the breeding area and are now spread out in the drift ice, standing on the ice alone or in small groups. They will stand here and wait in the coming weeks until the annual molt is over and they can resume feeding. Emperor penguins need to build up a thick blubber layer to be able to survive when standing on the ice for several months during the winter while incubating the egg. There are 4 seal species endemic to the ice around Antarctica. Here is the most common species, the Crabeater seal, which is seen throughout the drift ice around Antarctica. The other species are the friendly weddell seal, the strange-looking rust seal, and the evil leopard seal. The Crabeater seals are often attacked by leopard seals, and the majority have large scars on their body after the battles in the depth. Adelie penguins are the most common penguin in the ice around this continent. Adelie penguins are very curious and social animals that often come running or surfing on their belly from far away to seek out our company and join the research. The strange-looking rust seal can blow up its throat pouch like a frog and make strange sounds used for defense or communication with other seals. 2 weeks after we left Montevideo in Uruguay, we have finally reached the dense pack ice as it opens up here in December, where the Antarctic summer really begins. When we are going out to search for seals, we either walk or ski over the ice or drive the Zodiac, which is always ready on the aft deck. Our mission is to catch as many seals as possible of the 4 seal species living here. The seals will be able to tell us the story about their health and how their immune system have developed in the past 50 years. 50 years ago, a massive epidemic killed around 95% of the Crabeater seals. By comparing the seals from Antarctica with seals from the northern hemisphere, we can now find out how diseases and general health are related to areas with smaller or larger influence of humans. Often the ice closes as we move along, and we need to use the Zodiac as a miniature icebreaker or drag it over large ice floes to find the seals or get back to Oden. The ice is constantly moving, and especially in strong winds and currents, the ice is unpredictable, and as much as the ice is needed for our work, it can also be a pain fighting it when it suddenly closes around the boat. The seals in Antarctica are not afraid of people, and we have therefore chosen not to use sedation. To catch the seals and hold them down while we take blood samples is however a bigger challenge than we expected. The only enemies of seals are killer whales and leopard seals, which only attack in the water. The safest place for the seals are therefore to stay on the ice rather than go into the water. This is a great advantage to us, as the chance of catching seals in the water are much smaller. It also gives us room for several catch trials. Especially the Crabeater seals are very fast on the ice and often outrun us with their snake-like movements. Besides being fast, the bigger ones weigh over 200 kilos and have teeth like a large dog. Our courage increases every day, as well as the catch success. Unlike all stories about Antarctica being the coldest place on Earth, we encounter overheating inside our clothes as a major enemy when chasing the fast and durable seals. We feel like ancient hunters when the adrenaline is pumping and sweat is running down our faces when we fight the seal and finally gets the net around it. They are both larger and stronger than us, but with simple tools we often succeed in catching them. The victory when a seal is giving up to its fate of being a research object for half an hour is a reward in itself, and the samples of fur, skin and blood for later analysis seem as a pure bonus in the catch situation. When the seal is caught, the most important thing is to tie it firmly so it cannot escape or hurt itself while we take the samples. We search for seal lice, which have specialized in living on the seals, capable of holding their breath as long as the seals are diving. When in the air, they are sucking blood from the seal. They're often found around the hind flippers. We cut some fur off the seal to analyze for heavy metals, especially mercury. A biopsy is taken of skin and blubber and can tell us how the seal's immune system works and what the seal is eating. Finally, blood samples are taken, and they are important to see what diseases the seals have been in contact with and how their general health status is. Before we release the seal, it must be measured and weighed to evaluate the fitness of the animals. The ground now? Yeah. When the seals are released, they move a little distance away and then they become surprisingly calm and often settles down not far from where they were caught. Catching seals is a hard and smelly job, and after a long day we are looking forward to return to Oden, where dinner is served and the sauna is heated. Back on Oden, the samples are placed in the refrigerator overnight to wait for the heavier blood cells to sink to the bottom. Serum is separating out, and the next day we can remove the clear serum that will later be analyzed for antibodies.
Now it's just the yellow serum here.
And then we put the lid on and we freeze them, and when we blood smear are made and dried to be able to see larvae of parasites that live in the blood and are visible under a microscope. All samples are stored in minus 80 degrees Celsius on board the ship until Oden returns to Sweden in 2 months. Until then, we must wait in patience before we can explore the hidden story of the Antarctic seals. The strength of the seals and their fierce movements have surprised us, and many of our primitive catch tools have been destroyed. But during the trip we have modified the nets and developed new tools to increase our chances. We have succeeded in getting samples from 77 seals, of which most are Crabeater seals, some weddell seals and one rush seal. The unpredictable leopard seal, which we were looking forward to with fear, is still to be caught. Some seals were impossible to catch. We did not have the time to chase them around. Instead we used a biopsy pole. By hitting the seal on the back with a hollow sharp tip, we collected a small skin sample for genetic studies.